You ever feel it? That slow, heavy drag pulling you down, like something's gnawing at you, but you can't pin it down. Maybe it's that friend who's always got a sarcastic jab ready when you're riding high, or the coworker who dumps their crap on you and walks off grinning, or the relative who guilt trips you into stuff you'd rather die than do. You brush it off, tell yourself it's no big deal, but deep down, you know, it's eating you alive. Not your wallet, not your health, but something way worse, your soul. I've been there. I used to be the guy who let everybody in, doors wide open, thinking that's what decent people do. A few years back, I was trapped in a cycle I didn't even see. My best buddy would borrow cash and never pay me back. My boss would rip apart everything I did while stealing the credit, and my ex would hit me up just to dump her drama on me. I'd sit there nodding, helping, bending over backwards, thinking I was tough. I wasn't. I was bleeding out energy, hope, dignity, all slipping away because I let the wrong people get too close. One night I broke, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, dead tired. I asked myself why I felt so damn hollow. That's when it hit. It wasn't life screwing me, it was them. This isn't about crying or playing the pity card. This is about how I snapped out of it, cut the poison loose, and took my soul back. It wasn't quick, took some nasty falls, some brutal fights, but I made it. And I didn't do it with therapy or some cheesy self-help book. I turned to something harder, something that's been around forever. Stoicism. Guys like Epictetus didn't just survive a world full of snakes. They crushed it by knowing who to keep close and who to kick out. That's what pulled me through. Today, I'm laying it out straight. 5 types of toxic people you need to drop right now. Not next month, not when you feel like it. Right damn now. Because every second you let them hang around, they're stealing a chunk of you. This isn't about petty beefs or torching bridges for kicks. This is about survival. Your soul's at stake, your peace, your strength, your shot at something real. You don't need a fancy degree or a fat bank account to pull this off. You just need to decide you're done being a punching bag. Picture this. You're rolling through your day, and nobody's dragging you down. No guilt trips, no cheap shots, no parasites sucking you dry. You're lighter, sharper, free. That's not some daydream. It's what I'm about to hand you. These toxic types aren't just annoying, they're lethal. They'll drown you in their mess if you let them. I learned it the hard way, but you don't have to. I'll never forget when it clicked. My so-called buddy showed up at my place, late as always, asking for another loan while flashing his new iPhone. I just pulled a 12-hour shift, beat to hell, and there he was, smirking like I owed him my paycheck. I wanted to help, always did, but something snapped. I looked at him and thought, why am I hauling your ass? I didn't yell. I didn't swing. I just said, nah. He stormed off, called me a jerk. And you know what? I slept like a baby that night. First time in months. That was the spark, my first move to ditch the dead weight. So why are you still hauling yours? Why are you letting these people sink their hooks into you? Day in, day out. You don't have to. I've walked this road, and I'm dragging you with me. But this ain't for the soft. It's gonna demand you face some raw truths, stare down the people around you and say, you're out. If you've got the balls for that, you're about to save your soul. Stick around, we're going in hard. Let's quit screwing around. You know who they are. The people in your life who leave you feeling like trash every time they're near. Maybe it's the buddy who only hits you up when he's broke, or the girlfriend who turns every fight into your fault, or the coworker who grins while you're drowning in their slack. You feel it, the way they sap your energy, make you question yourself, turn every good vibe into a grind just to keep breathing. You've been telling yourself it's cool, you can deal, you're the bigger man, but you're not cool. You're sinking. I was right there with you. After that night, I told my mooching friend no. I started seeing it everywhere. My life wasn't a train wreck because of bad breaks. It was a wreck because I'd let the wrong crowd move in. My boss would pile on extra work, then strut around like he'd done it himself when it was finished. My ex would sob about her issues, then ghost me when I needed an ear. Even my cousin would guilt me into bailing him out, acting like I owed him my damn life. I was hemmed in, toxic people all around, pulling me under while I grinned and played the good guy. I thought that's what grit looked like. I was dead wrong. Here's the deal. You're not here to be everybody's savior. You're here to live, really live. And that starts with cutting out the venom. I'm not talking about random jerks or people who just get on your nerves. I'm talking about the ones who wound you, who take more than they ever give, who leave you hollow and call it a bond. I found the way out, not with endless chats or fake hugs, but with stoicism. Epictetus said, "Stay away from those who mess with your peace." That's not advice, it's an order, and it's what I'm giving you today. Think of your life like a stronghold. These toxic people, they're not visitors, they're raiders. They sneak in, bust up your walls, and rob you blind. Your time, your drive, your soul. You've got two paths. Let them stay and watch your castle collapse, or boot them out and build it back tougher than ever. Most folks let them stay, bitch about it, sure, but never move. You're not most folks, not if you're still here. I'm about to show you 5 types of raiders you need to ditch, right now, and how to do it without flinching. This ain't just talk. I lived it. After I started saying no, I didn't stop with that one friend. I scanned everybody, co-workers, family, exes, and asked, "Are you worth my calm?" Most weren't. I dropped them, not with blowouts or big scenes, but with cold, hard lines. The payoff? I started waking up lighter. My mind was clearer. My days were mine again. People saw it. Some got pissed, yeah, but others started giving me respect I'd never had. I wasn't a doormat anymore. I was a guy who knew his value. That's my deal to you. Hang with me, and I'll show you how to spot these 5 toxic types and rip them out of your life. You'll save your soul, not by ducking out, but by holding your ground. This isn't about being a dick. It's about being sharp. You've let them in too long, given them too much. No more. I've been where you are, boxed in, choking, and I fought my way free. You can too. It's not going to be clean, and it's not going to be simple, but it's going to work. Keep listening. We're getting to the meat of it. You're still here, and that means you're in it to win it. You're done playing nice and ready to take back what's yours. Good, because the longer you let these toxic people stick around, the deeper they sink their teeth into your time, your head, your soul. I'm not here to baby you or say it'll all be fine without some sweat. It won't. But I'm here to load you up, give you the gear to ID these bloodsuckers and slice them out before they drain you dead. Let's hit the first 3 types I learned to dump. Stoicism drilled this into me. You don't owe anybody your peace. Epictetus said, "Why cry over bits of life when the whole damn thing's a mess? Life's rough enough. Why let people make it hell?" The first type you've got to ditch is the energy vampire. These are the ones who bleed you dry, always griping, always desperate, never pitching in. My old buddy was one. He'd roll up with sob stories, lost his gig, fought with his chick, expecting me to patch it up. I'd listen, I'd step in, I'd toss him cash I couldn't spare. And him? He'd grab a ghost, then pop back with a fresh disaster. I thought I was being a stand-up guy. I was being a chump. Here's how you deal. Stop feeding the monster. Next time they come crying, don't dive in, just say, "Man, that sucks," and leave it. I did that with him. Quit offering, quit fixing. He got heated, called me heartless, then bailed. Perfect. My juice came back. I wasn't his lifeline anymore. You've got vampires, too. Find them, starve them, watch them vanish. The second type is the backstabber. These are the snakes, grinning at you while they sharpen the blade. My co-worker was one. I'd grind on projects, and he'd swoop in, snag the praise, then smirk when I got skipped for a bump. I'd stew, vent to myself, but never moved. Thought fighting wasn't classy. Seneca said, "A man scared of dying won't do squat worth living for." I was scared of the clash, scared of losing. Then I snapped out of it. You ditch them by setting the boundary. I stopped sharing my stuff with him, kept it locked down, handed it straight to the boss. He tried to worm in, but I shut it down. I'm good. He flopped, showed his cards, and faded. No shouting, no mess, just limits. Check your crew. Who's ready to stick you? Don't wait for the knife. Cut them first. The third type is the guilt tripper. They turn your heart into a weapon, make you feel like you owe them your bones. My cousin was a pro. He'd call broke again saying, "Your family, you can't leave me hanging." I'd fold, pay his tab, clean his slate while he partied. Marcus Aurelius said, "You don't have to burn yourself to warm somebody else." I was torching myself for him. How do you stop? Say no and stick to it. I told him, "Love you, man, but I'm not your ATM." He lost it, piled on the guilt, but I didn't budge. Eventually he got it, got a job, quit begging. I didn't lose kin. I gained ground. You've got a guilt tripper, mom, brother, pal. They'll push, but you're tougher. Say no, stand up, save yourself. These three, vampires, backstabbers, guilt trippers, were my first chops. I started light, saying no to small asks, stepping back from fake grins. Then I went hard, walked away from people I'd known forever. It stung, yeah, but the freedom? Priceless. I slept sounder, worked sharper, felt alive again. You can pull this off too. Start tomorrow. Watch who drains you, who screws you, who guilts you. Don't blink, move. You're not here to save them. You're here to save you. 2 more types left, and it's about to hit harder. You deepen it now, and that's where the real grind kicks in. You've got 3 types down: energy vampires, backstabbers, guilt trippers, and how to axe them. But this isn't just about trimming the edges. It's about cutting out the cancer before it takes you down. I didn't stop at 3. I went full throttle, because half-assing it doesn't save you. It just buys time till the crash. The last 2 types I'm throwing at you, they damn near broke me. And when I finally dropped them, that's when I hit rock bottom and climbed out a king. The 4th type is the manipulator. These are the puppet masters, twisting your words, bending your will, making you doubt your own damn head. My ex was one. She'd cry when I pushed back, flip fights so I'd say sorry for her screw-ups, keep me chasing her okay, like a whipped dog. I'd stay up nights, replaying arguments, wondering if I was the asshole. She wasn't just toxic. She was a mental cage I couldn't bust out of. Epictetus said, "No man's free if he ain't his own boss." She ran me, until I took the wheel. You ditch them by seeing through the bullshit. I started clocking her, really clocking, what she said versus what she did. Tears flowed, but help never came. I quit playing, told her, "I'm done patching this." She flipped, begged, then bolted. My mind cleared, first time in years. You've got a manipulator, girl, buddy, boss. They'll yank strings, but you're not a toy. Walk out, don't explain, don't haggle. They don't rate it. The 5th type is the dream killer. These are the ones who stomp your spark, mock your hustle, doubt your guts, keep you small. My old high school pal was this. I'd talk about starting a side gig, and he'd laugh. "That's a joke." I'd shrink, rethink, stall. He wasn't kidding. He was scared I'd leave him in the dust. Seneca said, "Hang with people who lift you up." He wasn't lifting. He was burying. You cut them by outpacing them. I quit spilling my plans, worked silent, built my thing. He saw, smirked. "Still chasing that?" I grinned, kept rolling. Months later, I had banked my first grand. He was still on his couch. I didn't flex. I'd just left him behind. Your dream killer's there, doubting, jabbing. Don't slug it out. Prove them wrong by living large. They'll fade when you glow. The big moment hit when I faced them all together. A year after I started cutting, I got dragged to a party. Old crew, all 5 types in one spot. Vampire moaning about rent, backstabber sniffing my new job, guilt tripper hinting at handouts, manipulator texting sob stories, dream killer smirking at my grind. Old me would have stayed, played good guy, got sucked dry. New me walked in, saw the setup, and walked out. No wave, no fuss, just gone. Next day, my phone lit up, rage, please, trash talk. I didn't bite. I'd save my soul. That's what's on the line. These 5 don't just bug you, they rob you. I was a husk, worn out, pissed off, lost, until I swung back. I cut them out one by one and rebuilt. You're at that edge now, hemmed in, maybe drowning, but you've got the knife. I went from a pushover to a guy who picks or stays. You can too. It's not about spite, it's about living. 5 types, 5 swings, do it now, or lose it all. We're heading to the finish. Stay locked in. You've got the whole deal now. 5 toxic types sucking you dry. Energy vampires, backstabbers, guilt trippers, manipulators, dream killers. I didn't haul you through this to wallow or bitch about yesterday. I hauled you here to wake up, to fight, to snatch your soul back before it's gone. But this ain't a freebie, it's a gut check. You can sit there, shrug, let them keep bleeding you out. Or you can stand up, swing the blade, and carve out a life that's yours, starting today. Picture it. You roll out of bed tomorrow, and nobody's weighing you down. No whining in your ear, no knife in your ribs, no guilt on your back, no strings in your head, no shade on your hustle. You're free, not because they switched up, but because you did. That's not a pipe dream. It's what I've lived. I went from a guy swarmed by leeches to a guy who walks solo when he has to, and tougher for it. You're a heartbeat away from that. Don't bullshit yourself. This takes stones. When I started cutting, I wasn't some badass. I was shook, scared of losing buddies, scared of looking harsh, scared of the quiet after. I messed up, let the vampire back once, tangled with the manipulator again. But I didn't quit. I got up, steeled myself, and swung harder. That party I bailed on, that was my stand. They called, they groveled, they cussed. I didn't flinch. And now, I'm not just kicking, I'm bulletproof. Stoicism lit the path. You're not here to make everybody happy. Marcus Aurelius said, I'm not built to be rattled by others. He ran an empire, faced turncoats, and held fast. Me, I faced a den of vipers and walked out whole. You're no different. You've got that same iron in you. These 5 types aren't your load. They're your proving ground. Beat it, and you're not just saving your soul. You're forging it. What's your play? Keep lugging them. Let the vampire sap you. The backstabber gut you. The guilt tripper bind you. The manipulator warp you. The dream killer sink you? Or drop them and climb. I don't give a damn if you're 18, broke and adrift, or 35, stuck and beat. This ain't about where you've been. It's about where you're headed. Tomorrow, scope who's near you. Who's taking more than they bring? Who's holding you down? Don't justify, don't apologize, cut them loose. I went from a guy who'd bend for anyone to a guy nobody dares test. My vampire's history, my backstabber's a ghost, my guilt tripper's on his own, my manipulator's muted, my dream killer's a shadow. That's not chance, that's choice. You've got the same shot. Don't just mull it over, do it. Say no to the next sob story, block the next guilt play, walk past the next smirk. You'll feel the load lift, not in months, but days. This is your war cry. Life's packed with toxic types. They'll keep coming, probing you. But you're locked and loaded. You're not a doormat, you're a bunker. Hit subscribe if you want more, not for me, but for you, to build a life they can't crack. Now get out there, spot those 5, and chop them out. Your soul's not theirs, it's yours. Go claim it.